Hello and welcome back. Today I'm talking to you about how to reclaim your power and get back on the horse, sister, when things are not going so well. And it's not so easy at the time. I get it. So I hope today will give you a few little insights that can help spur some interest for you, spur some inspiration, and hopefully have you developing and generating a feeling of motivation and of power and of feeling happy and present back in your body when you have fallen off the horse. Now, it happens for all of us. We all fall off the horse at certain times in our lives. Maybe you've had a big experience lately, something emotional has happened and it's really kind of knocked you for six. Perhaps someone's ill, or you've had a breakup, or you've had a baby, or something personal has happened. Or perhaps you are feeling a bit like lethargic or tired after you've had a big business rush. Maybe you've had a big launch, maybe you've had a big failure, maybe you've had a big event, or you've just been working for ages and you're feeling a little bit burnt out. We can all fall off the horse in different ways. This doesn't just apply to your own personal stuff and business, it can also apply to relationships. So sometimes we fall off the horse in relationship and things aren't going so well. So this is all about how to get back on the horse. Now, the first thing I want to say is that it's not about never falling off the horse, right? Sometimes we beat up on ourselves for falling off, and I really want to drill home here that it's not about never falling off, because we all do. And to have that high expectation of yourself that says I will never fall off the horse is typically being a high achiever. I get it. But it's also setting expectations that are just not able to be met, because as human beings, we naturally have ebbs and flows. And where your ebbs might be, may be that you feel like you've fallen off the horse, when in actual fact, you're just in a winter season of your life. But also, it's inevitable that we will all fall off the horse at some point, because while we can do our best to control what's going on inside of us, we can't control the world around us. And sometimes things just happen. So if you have fallen off the horse at this time and you're really beating yourself up, stop it. Stop it right now, because it's totally useless and it's not helping you. Secondly, is that it's not about never falling off the horse, it's about how quickly you can get back on again. And I learnt this really cool phrase from Gabby Bernstein, which says it's about your comeback rate, how quickly you can get back on the horse, and how quickly, we all fall off the horse regularly. Maybe it might just be that you had a crappy meal today and you're trying to stay on a diet. It's about how quickly you can just jump back on the horse, one moment at a time, one meal at a time, one book at a time, one conversation at a time, staying on your game in that respect. So this is about increasing your comeback rate, not never falling off the horse. Okay, so I have 3 tips for you today, aside from those 2 little context-based insights, to help you get back on the horse and to kind of stay there as best you can, because you can utilize these at all points in time. So my first tip is this: call it, right? Have the tough conversation. Call up your partner and say, look, we've fallen off the horse. We need to have a conversation. This is what's going on for me. What's going on for you? Like, it's going to be a little bit awkward, as those conversations are. But when you're living from your heart and you want to get back on the horse, we can't avoid the horse that's in the room that you want to get back on. So it's about acknowledging it and going, okay, like, this is what we're going to do. This is how I'm feeling. It might be a little bit uncomfortable and we're going to do it anyway, right? It might mean that you have to have a conversation with a business partner. It might mean that you, have to call something off, right? That happens as well. And just being completely honest about what is in this moment and being in alignment and in truth with what's happening today. So number 1 is call it. Number 2, and this kind of goes alongside number 1, and that is to do what you are avoiding. Okay, so one of the first things I do with everyone who works with me just about is, I'm totally giving away a big secret here, not really. But we make a list of everything that you hate doing, everything that you're avoiding right now. And I made a video on this previously, because I believe that this insight in and of itself is worthy of a video, because it's so powerful. But if you make a list of everything that you're avoiding, either in regards to the situation of the horse that you have fallen off, or just in life, and you start to actually look at your resistance and walk through it, and walk through it, and walk through it, you start to become the type of person who lives on the other side of your resistance. And on the other side of your resistance is the more you're resisting something, the more freedom and power is on the other side of it, basically. So when you're doing the things that you avoid, you're creating freedom for yourself, and you're not entrapping yourself in a world that says, I don't do this and I can't do that. So when you look at what you're avoiding, it might be having the tough conversation and calling it. It might be leaving a job or a relationship, or letting go of something, or a friendship or something. It might be that you avoid putting yourself out there, marketing yourself, or having conversations with people, or talking about what it is that you do for a living. It might be that you avoid looking at your bank statements, right? Just start doing what you avoid and know that there is so much freedom on the other side of that resistance. And sometimes we fall off the horse because for too long we've been avoiding something. So that can really give you so much freedom. And the third step, my third tip, I should say, is that you have to be willing to get 3 when you're going for 300 or 30. Okay, now what I mean by this is sometimes we feel like we fall off the horse because we've gone for something really big. We've set a huge goal, a huge dream, and we've worked really hard towards it and it hasn't quite come to fruition. And so we go, oh, well, stuff it. And we go off the bandwagon, off the horse, and just take a break for a while. Sometimes, a little bit too much. It's okay. But it's about going, you know what? I'm not just in it for this one goal. And if you are, you might want to be questioning why you're doing what you're doing. But for the most part, most of us as high achievers and as leaders and as people who like to influence others in a positive way, it's about having a big long-term vision. And so while the first time you do it, you might have huge expectations about what's going to happen and they fall short, and you can fall off the horse because you feel exhausted and tired and upset with yourself. It's about going, you know what, there's actually a longer term vision here. So great, I started. I got into it. I began. I put myself out there. I pressed the go button or the publish button or whatever. And although it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do, there's another and another and another, and there will always be another opportunity for me to do it. Opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming, right? So be willing to get 3 when you're going for 300. Okay, this gives you so much resilience, it gives you so much faith, it gives you so much purpose, and it gives you so much presence in what it is that you're doing and the good things that do happen, as opposed to focusing on the gaps of where you think you should be that you're not. Okay, so I have a dare for you, as usual. I would like you to leave me a comment of these 3 steps, these 3 tools that I gave you, and the 2 context-based insights at the beginning of this video. Tell me which one resonated for you the most and what action you're going to take because of that. I would love to hear from you. I love reading your comments and hearing what you have to say about this. And of course, I read every single one and I comment back. So thank you. And I hope this has really helped you. So if you like it, please like it, subscribe to my channel. And if you know someone who could really use a little bit of this today, then please send them an email, flick them an email with this blog post inside it. Now there's more. You can come over to hayleycarr.tv and sign up for my Beautifully Unstoppable Starter Kit, which includes a meditation, some awesome groovy desktop wallpapers to keep you inspired on your computer, and also a free ebook that I wrote for you on how to create anything that you want sustainably over and over and over again. Plus, when you join the tribe, you'll get free access to me. You can write me emails and you get insights from me that I only share in email too. So I'd love to see you there. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you next week. Stay curious, stay open. You are the Omega. Bye for now.